Oh, look. It's a picture I took of you the first time I ever came here. Ah! Look at you, so young and happy. Where do the years go?
Salutations, fine shits. Can we talk about how rezero one-ups itself every single episode, every single week? I made a video talking about how much I enjoyed episode 3, and honestly I should have made one for 6 and 7. But this was actual cinema. Our precious boy, Amnesia Baru, has finally entered the chat, and within half an episode, he goes from looking like this to this. This world is just too cruel to him. He's not made for these trenches. We literally have season 1 Subaru inside season 4 content. Bro's level 1 inside a max level dungeon right now. So let's actually talk about the episode. And if you haven't watched it yet, what the hell are you still doing here? Go watch actual peak. The episode starts off with Amnesia Baru immediately hitting the Giga Chad pose. And this just lets you know, yes, season 1 Subaru is here. My cringe lord is back. And through some dialogue, they eventually find out that Subaru has pretty much lost his memories. And throughout this entire scene, the facial expressions are just so well done that you can actually see how much pain this is causing Amelia and Beatrice. But like the goat he is, Subaru even inside this situation is positive. Even with his memories being lost, he's still that guy. But seeing how he looks now compared to the end of the episode, oh, it hurts. The pain. Also, can we give props to Amelia? This entire scene, actually no, the whole episode, she's just trying to be positive about the entire situation. Even this line that she has right here, like she's such a great character. Like I always enjoyed Amelia, but this is just like another reason why. Like of course, internally right now, she's sad as hell. But given the situation that they're in right now, she knows she needs to put on a brave face. And that's nothing but respectable. And Betty, this episode is just not your friend, and ugh, I can't stand it. And then Subaru hits the classic, I want to know your names, and some things never change. We then cut to everyone being inside the room, and honestly this entire scene is just Julius. His facial expressions, you feel the horror. Because at this point, no one remembers him. I swear, since the finale of season 3, my boy Julius has been taking nothing but L's. Bro got his ass whooped by Gluttony, got his memory snatched by Gluttony. Even though he doesn't remember him, his brother's memories got snatched, takes 2 L's from Reed, figures out that the lady he's sworn to protect is actually being piloted by a spirit that you know nothing about. And finally, the one person that does remember you just lost his memories. Can Julius please catch a break? Of course, Subaru gets reintroduced to everyone, but Ram is sick, thinking that this entire scenario is just a joke, or that Subaru has something crazy planned. She manages to get alone with Subaru just so she can start asking what his plan is, because she genuinely does not believe that he has lost his memories. So at this point, she's just sick to the bottom of her stomach, because now there's no one else that truly cares about Rem. And once again, this entire scene is well done. Of course, we go back into the room where Anastasia drops the bomb that she's actually Echidna. Of course, not that Echidna, but you know. Julius finally composes himself and then introduces himself to Subaru and asks a great question of how did he lose his memories? Which of course, he doesn't really know, but we do get to find out that he was just knocked out in the middle of the library. So they all decide to just go back to the library just to see what they can find and keep Subaru out of it because we don't want the same thing repeating again. Now I'll say this is the halfway point of the episode. The first half was great, it was all sunshine and rainbows, and I know they kind of cut something from the web novel. I know the show follows the light novel, but they still could have used it. Subaru was at the first meeting with everyone. He does say how he's from another world, and they just chalk it up to him being crazy because he's beyond the Great Waterfall. That's a cut I don't mind too much, but you know, it still could have been included. But overall, this whole first half, nothing bad has even happened yet. Our precious child has his first loop, and without spoiling it, I do know what or who pushed Subaru down the steps, but I would like to know for anime onlys, what or who do you think pushes Subaru down these steps? Because of course, it doesn't happen once, it happens twice, and the second time, oh my god, it's done so well, but just why? Why does this have to happen to my goat? Of course, in typical Subaru fashion, after experiencing a first loop, he doesn't truly know what the hell's going on. And he just has to assume that he has some power or capability to have like prophetic dreams. So he basically retraces all his steps to have the same exact events happen up until he got pushed last time. Because he does go up to the edge, but he eventually leaves because, you know, according to his dreams, he gets pushed right now and dies. So he heads back to the room just to hear what sounds like the people he just met that supposedly like him are his friends kinda say that he's dead weight and should be left here. Sure, Amelia's defending our boy, but he hasn't even known them for about like 30 minutes, and this sounds crazy, especially with the knowledge that for some reason he gets pushed off. Now, let me add, like a dumbass, he does run right back to the hole, and then of course, he gets shoved off again, and this time it's infinitely worse. Like the whole time I'm watching it, I want it to end, but then I also don't because I'm appreciating how gruesome it is. But like, my goat. Now look, Rabbit's horrible death. Sirius strangling him, horrible death. Him having a free-for-all with his homies and then getting munched, horrible death. But this one right here, it's probably not number one, but it's up there. And the thing that really puts it up there, besides the fact that it's gruesome, he's thinking the entire time of what he just heard, of how they kind of just want to leave him. So he's thinking this is a backdoor operation. So like a sensible person, he flips out. And let me just say, I don't care how much amnesia you got, how terrified you are, smacking Beatrice, crazy work. He hits the dash and ends up going to, honestly, one of the worst locations you could go to. He goes back to Reed. Sure, he doesn't know, but what's your luck? And then this son of a bitch really uses his chopsticks to stab him and fiddle with his guts. I said what I said. That's exactly what he just did. And like the asshole he is, sends him right down another flight of stairs. And my boy, he's just tumbling. And when he finally comes to a stop, I won't lie, I shed a good tear when he was talking about his parents and the mug. It was like a quicker version of season 2 episode 4, but just inside a fucked up situation right now. And then it only gets worse. Satella shows up and gives her one of her good massages to the heart. And this whole time, my boy is just crashing out until Amelia finally finds him and brings him back to the healing room. Of course, they decide to leave him here just so he can continue being healed, but he has other plans. He's getting the fuck out of here. But as we know, and he has forgotten, if you leave the tower, Charlotte's gonna get you. This episode was so peak, I have nothing but positives to say. Actually, hold up, Crunchyroll, you suck. This ending line of Subaru, where he's leaving the tower, is done incorrectly. They somehow fuck it up so bad that he says, I need someone to kill me pretty much. When in reality, what he's supposed to say is, as if I'm gonna let them kill me. How does Crunchyroll keep fucking this up? It's mind-boggling at this point, but regardless of Crunchyroll's bullshit, this episode was phenomenal. And the same way I felt last week anticipating this week's episode, I need next week's episode like now. Because it's time. The meme you've been waiting for, it should be next episode. And I'll be real, I'm probably gonna make a video about it as well. But in the meantime, people, put in the comment section, how did you feel about the episode? How do you feel about the whole season in general? Give me your theories on what's going on. Give me everything. I'm here to talk rezero. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, do all the good stuff that's gonna help this community grow. And on that note, I hope you all have a great day.